What's up, DG Army? Nethervoid, also known as John, bringing you another strategy series this week. I'm doing another Tier 10, the IS-4. I know a lot of you guys have been waiting for this one. I wanted to put a little bit of time between the two Tier 10s because, I don't know, they're just exciting kind of, and I don't want to put all the excitement in one video, or one couple of weeks anyway. So, let's get into how you play this tank. This is a Tier 10 Russian Heavy, and it's the other Tier 10 Russian Heavy, which if you've seen the IS-7 video I did, here it is. Instead of the IS line, it goes up the KV line, so you can see here it's at the end. Now, the IS-4 used to be your Tier 9. It was a pretty awesome Tier 9, and it's pretty awesome Tier 10, actually. The weakness when it was a Tier 9 was this whole driver plate right here. This driver hatch was really weak. They've buffed it up to 200 millimeters of armor, but the slit right here still has 0. So that's still a weak point, but at least it's not this whole hatch. That's one of the main differences. And it also got a gun upgrade, which is pretty awesome. And so let's just get right into it with how you play this tank. Now, one cool thing I've noticed about 7.5 so far is that with all the new Tier 10s out there, you don't have to worry so much about arty focusing you down because there are tons of other Tier 10s, and it spreads out that arty love to more people, especially with those Tier 10 tank destroyers out there sitting ducks for artillery. So I've noticed that off the bat that it's a lot more fun to play Tier 10s. You don't have to hide as much from arty. Also, not everybody's gunning for you like they used to. Again, plenty of Tier 10s with awesome guns to shoot at, and not everybody's focusing you down just because you're a Tier 10. So knowing that, you can be a lot more mobile and aggressive with this tank, which is really where it shines. Well, you don't want to get too far into somebody's face, and we'll talk about that a little bit when we talk about weak points. But you do want to press a little bit with these big Tier 10 heavies and be kind of aggressive. The only time you wouldn't be is if you're on defense on the assault maps. And I'm going to show you a gameplay of that. I actually had one today that was pretty awesome. So basically, this thing is pretty fast. It gets into the high 30s, low 40s, mainly high 30s speeds, which is really good considering this is supposed to be on the Russian tech trees. This is supposed to be the heavier armor line, and the IS line is the faster shock troop line with less armor, which I think is true up to the point where you get into the IS-4 versus IS-7. I kind of think the IS-7 has better armor. It has a better armor layout, and this thing only has 140 armor in the front hull, which is really weird considering it has 160 on the side. I don't know why you would put less armor in the front and more armor on the side. That doesn't make sense to me, but whatever, that's the way it is. And the IS-4's armor layout here in the front is just not as good as the IS-7's. Because there's a lot more weird angles to work with, and I'll tell you about how to position your tank to deal with that stuff. So anyway, that's kind of how you play this thing. You want to try to flank a little bit, but you can also just hold people off. The armor is still pretty good on this tank. If you wiggle around, it's really hard to hit this hatch, so I usually wiggle around right here, like when I'm doing dogfighting with people. You can hide this lower plate really easily. It's really low profile lower plate here, and the armor is not real bad. You can angle it a tiny bit, and that's what I do suggest, is angling it a tiny bit, kind of like about like this, almost right on that seam right there. So you get a little bit of angle on this 140, and you don't have too much angle on this side armor here. Which I don't know if this is 140 millimeter armor or what, but it doesn't really matter. You don't want to sit like angled like a normal tank or even like this, because now that armor is a lot easier to pen. So I usually try to angle right down this seam right here, which seems to work pretty good. The IS-7 you're going straight on because it's got the peak like that, but the IS-4 you're going to be slightly angled. It's the only tank that I feel has this angle besides the IS-6, which has the same armor layout. So that's pretty much how you're going to position this tank. The turret is awesome, and you're going to think right away, oh, I need to turret up against people. The problem will be, since this tank has such a low profile, especially American tanks will be able to angle their gun right into the top of your turret, which almost has no armor, and shoot right through your turret. So that's pretty bad, or at least at your commander cupola. So you don't want to do that as well. You don't want to get in people's faces if you can help it. Mainly just dance around in front of them. You know, maybe turret pull back, so you know their gun's trying to move all over the place. A lot of people will miss that way. That's pretty much how you play this tank. You're doing pop out with this tank. Don't sit out in the open like pretty much all heavies, because you're gonna get artied, and you're gonna give easy shots on your weaker armor usually. So again, that's how you play. Let's get into some stats. 2,500 hit points is pretty awesome. I was looking at the other Tier 10 heavies, and they mainly have between 2000 and 2200, and then the mouse and E100 having 24 and 2600 if I remember correctly. So 2500 is pretty awesome. It's what you would expect from the heavier, quote-unquote, line of the Russian heavy tanks. I would expect when the Americans get their second heavy, they only have one, yeah. I think this is going to be their fast set of oh, that's wrong. This is going to be their fast set of heavies, and they're probably going to get a heavier set, probably coming off the E2 right here into some heavier armor. That's just kind of my guess, or coming off the M6. I'm not really sure how that's going to work. But the IS-4 is the Russian heavy / lots of hit points tier 10. I think this is probably the easiest one for newbies to learn. I don't think it's as good as the IS-7, but it doesn't rely as much on getting around people and trying to get deep into enemy cover as the IS-7 kind of really needs to do. I think this thing can take a little bit more of a beating than IS-7. I don't know. It's really hard to say. They feel pretty similar. Except the IS-7 has a much easier weak point to hit up here in the front because the apex is actually a little higher. Anyway, so 2,500 hit points, 750 engine, horsepower pushing 61 tons. That's almost not 15 to 1. What's that, 12 to 1 or something like that? Still really good for a heavy tank. That's where it gets its mobility from. 43 speed limit here. You're getting, like I said, in the high 30s on paved terrain. 26 traverse speed is actually not that bad, but it is a little slow. Combined with the 22 turret traverse on the turret for 48 is a little bit slow. So you need to watch out. Again, when you're getting circled, always just start backing up. Usually you'll be able to back up into a building or up against a wreck or something else like that, and people won't be able to circle you that way. Or you'll back up and cut their circle off, and they'll ram right into your side, and then you're not getting circled anymore. So you have to be careful about getting circled with 48 overall traverse. Armor really leaves something to be desired. 140 front armor is really not enough. This needs to be at least 160. I don't know why they gave this thing 140 in the front. It's not heavy armor, let's put it that way. 160 on the sides. You don't have to worry that much about getting penned on the sides. I need to go over weak points. I usually do it right before stats, so we'll do that in a minute. 100 hull armor in the back is pretty decent, and especially 170 on the back turret armor is really awesome. 200 on the side, 250 in front. This thing does have some pretty heavy armor. It's just that it's not as much heavy armor in the front where you would like it to be. So that's why you have to be careful about your front armor and try to hide it a little bit and definitely dance around, and remember, get a slight angle on that front armor since it is so easy to pin. Run it up against this weld line right here, like straight at your enemy with that weld line. That's how I usually do it. Rate of fire, we'll talk about that in a minute. It's pretty average. 400 V range is pretty good actually. You should be able to spot guys pretty well with this thing with 400 V range. 720 signal range is all you'll ever need. Should be able to, if you go all the way across the corners of the map with this, assuming your buddy has at least a 400 meter radio, so that's decent. Now let's talk about weak points, since I did skip that. The weak points have changed a little bit since 7.3, where they buffed up the front plate. Well, this thing turned into a tier 10. They buffed up the driver hatch, which was a huge weakness. This whole area right here was weak. Now it's 200 millimeters of armor. Do not shoot into the driver hatch. Shoot this, let's see if I can zoom in on it. Shoot the slit. There's 0 armor right here. If you're up really close, you can hit right on that slit and get a nice penetrating shot. Another one you can do is the cupola on the top here. It's a little hard to hit, but you can hit it there. Right behind the headlights is the ammo, so it's right here and right here. And it's pretty easy to pen if the guy's got he's really angled like this because he doesn't know how to play this tank. Take advantage of that and shoot him right there. Hopefully you get an ammo on, maybe an ammo rack or damages ammo. So that's another great spot to shoot him. The lower plate right on these treads is actually a really great spot to shoot this tank. But it can be very hard to hit, and it's only good against long range because look at this, it's highly angled. So if you come in with an angled shot shooting down, you're just going to ricochet off. So at a longer range, you can shoot this lower plate pretty easily. That's pretty much it for weak points. The turret is strong all the way around. The armor, or the ammo is on this side and the back of the turret, but good luck penetrating it because it does have such nice armor. You can pen it in the back with like a tier 8 gun or something like that. You can pen the back hull pretty easily with any gun, pretty much, with 100 hull armor. That's it. This is spaced armor right here. You're seeing on these sides right here. This is spaced armor, so don't hit it there. Hit it right above this first wheel of the track here. And if you're going to pen it, yeah, that's where you would pen. Actually, anywhere right up here, I think, but whatever. So anyway, yeah, this is spaced armor. If you hit it here, it's not going to go through. There's 2 sets of armor here. That's pretty much it for weak points. Let's go into modules. This being a tier 10, it does not have any upgrades. That's what's nice about it, since it is a pre... It's not a new... Oh, it does have one upgrade. The gun, I forgot about that. They changed that. So we'll talk about that in a second. So you're going to start out with an awesome radio. Again, 720 meter radio. You don't need to do anything about that. The tracks, 26 degrees per second. Really not... Leaves a little bit to be desired. That's not that bad for a huge heavy tank, but it's not great. The engine, 750 horsepower. Pretty good, actually. When you really are starting to get into troubles when you have a 10-to-1 power to weight ratio. But this has a little more than that. It's not 15, because if it was 15, it'd be like 900. So that's about 12, I think. 11, or yeah, like 12. That's still pretty good. The turret is amazing. The armor on it's amazing. It's got great view range, and it's got an okay traverse. It's actually not that good. But this turret is really nice with great armor. Again, the only problem being it's such a low-profile tank that some tanks, especially Americans, can go right down and shoot right at the top of your turret. The gun, you're going to start out, you will not have this gun when you first, well, unless you have the IS-8. If you have the, oh, maybe you will, the STI. Huh. Well, that's good, because maybe you will. Nice, that's good. You definitely want to unlock this 122 before you go to the IS-4. Because if all you have is that BL9, you're going to be hating life. You don't want to be a tier 10, where you can't even have the BL9. You're going to have this 175 pen gun. I mean, that's like almost 100 pen less. So if you don't research this 122, you might as well sell this tank, because it's going to suck. Definitely research the 122 on the IST or ITS. What the hell is that thing called? STI. Definitely research this gun so you can throw it on right when you get it. Because this is an amazing gun. 268 pen, 440 damage, really awesome. Five rounds per minute is a decent reload speed. It's not bad. It's not good. It's not an American reload speed, but it's just not that bad. You know, five rounds per minute. So that is the equipment, and there's really not much to talk about as far as research. You shouldn't have any research to do if you've researched this 122 on the STI. So I'm not even going to go over it. Now, talking about equipment here. This is pretty standard setup for me in heavies, is vent, rammer, and vert stab. On a really slow tank like the Mouse, I'd probably get the spall liner, just because it has more of a tendency to get RD'd in the face. And the guns on the Germans tend to aim faster, so I probably wouldn't get a vert stab. But for tanks like the IS-4 and the IS-7 that move around a lot, the vert stab is great, especially for playing pop-out and stuff. It allows you to your aim time to be reduced slightly, which helps you get shots off before the enemy can, and hopefully you can relocate or get back into cover before they have a chance to shoot at you. Now for ammo, I do have 4 HE rounds and 26 AP. I probably only need like 2 HE rounds because this thing does have such awesome pen at 268. You should be able to penetrate any tank in the game, so you really don't even need 4 HE rounds. I'd probably just go with 2 and 28 AP actually. Full rack of consumables here. That's a no-brainer. Fire extinguisher, small repair kit, small heal kit. Talking about crew now. This crew is actually pretty crappy because this is the crew I started out with when it got upgraded. I actually had moved this crew. Well, that's not true. I had moved this crew to the IS-7 because this used to be the tier 9 before the IS-7. So this crew came out of some other tank. It's not even 100%. But it's not too bad. This is the main thing you want to get, is this 100% on your crew. That affects aim times and stuff like that, turning rate, speeds, and stuff. But as you can see here, my first set of skills I go with all repair and then mentor, and the mentor is to help my crew train 10% faster. Once this is all at 100%, I'll switch all this out for BIA, Brothers in Arms, because that will help my tank overall by 2.2%. I'm a believer now in BIA. 2.2% to aim time, speed, traverse, top speed, turn speed, everything on your tank pretty much. Loading times, it's pretty awesome. Then after that, I'm going to go back with the repair and mentor. And then once these are all maxed out, I'll probably switch those out with another set of skills. I'll probably get probably recon for the commander. That adds another 2% to my view range. For the gunner, I'm going to get snapshot because that adds like a 7.5% to your reticle when you're moving around, and that's kind of like a mini vert stab. And the reason I'm picking all skills, again, if you haven't seen my videos, is because once you get up to the third secondary, you probably never complete it. So getting a perk, they aren't active until they hit 100%. So for the third skill, you don't want to get something like that. You want to get a skill, or when it hits 100%, you can switch it out with a perk for some cash. So for the driver, I would get clutch braking so I can turn a little faster. The turning speed on this is not very good, and that'll help me with my turn speed. For a loader, they don't have skills, so I want to get probably safe stowage, and that's because the ammo rack is so exposed on this thing with not much armor that the extra 12.5% to ammo rack durability will help. Or if you don't like that, just get adrenaline rush. Adrenaline rush, if you're below 10% hit points, you will get a 10% reduced reload speed, and so you'll reload quicker. I'm sorry if that was a little confusing. You will reload 10% faster. The only problem is you're only going to have 250 hit points, so you're hardly ever going to have 250 hit points left and still be alive. You're probably going to be dead. So that's why I just go with the ammo rack, which helps all the time, plus 12.5%. So now that we've talked about this whole tank, let's get into a couple games. I want to show you how this thing rolls, and let's jack some noobs up. Here's a great game I just had recently on Ruinberg on encounter mode. And this is what I always do with the higher tier tanks, is I'll sit there and wait to see where everybody goes, and I'll just shore up the weak points. So that's what I'm doing here. As you can see, this is a 7.5 game. You see some tier 10s going by, lots of tier 10s. There's a lot of tier 10 games now where you'll see like 6 tier 10s per side, which is pretty cool. It does even it out pretty well. The only problem is now I can't affect the battle as much with my tier 10, so I can't save us from newbies. That's the one thing that's going to be harder to do in 7.5, is since the difference in tier is not going to be usually greater than 2. You know, you'll have 3 tiers in the same game like you do here, 10, 9, and 8. You won't be able to hold up the whole team as much anymore as you used to if you were top tier. I used to do that a lot. You know, I'd have 5 kills and I'd basically save the day for us because I was in a high tank and I could jack a lot of people up even though they killed all the rest of our team. You aren't going to be able to do that as much anymore. I've already noticed that in 7.5, where I kill 2 or 3 guys and my team gets steamrolled and there's no way I can kill everybody because they're all very similar in tier to myself. Doesn't mean I didn't have a good game. I still killed 3 guys, and if one of your teammates kills 3 guys, he did way more than his fair share of the game. So anyway, I decided to shore up this side of the fence here where they try to do sneaky moves a lot of time and come behind your team. We do this a lot in encounters, in the encounter modes. So I'm just getting up and nice and close and personal. I did see a tier 8 right there. The gold tank, M103. Can't believe I bounced off that guy. Don't hit him in the upper plate. They're really strong there and angled. So I'm going to stop this guy up. I'm going to stop him so nobody else can come through. Now I can see that they've got tons of tanks here, so it's my job to keep them off, keep them from going through. Now they should have just went around me right here, but they don't. Another thing is, now I'm hiding my lower plate. So now they have to shoot my turret. This is perfect. I'm glad the guy died right here. Really helped me out. So thanks, buddy, if you're the one that sacrificed for my team. I appreciate it if you're that N103 right there. Also, as you can tell, I've got my mods back. Thanks to whoever said all you have to do is take your 7.4 mods and drop them in your 7.5 folder, and it works. Because it does. You're seeing it right here, so thanks. IS-8, really great tank. Not good enough, though. And I do a random shot, kind of getting freaked out a little bit because there's so many tanks. Figuring they're going to surround us at any minute, any second here. He's going to give me a really clean shot on him. Really not a good idea. IS-8 should not be going head-to-head. He should be flanking right now. But I'm not letting him through. See how I'm pushing that tank and not letting him through? He just needs to go around. It's really not that hard. Back up, nail him again. Jacking these guys up, man. I don't know what they're thinking. See how I'm a little bit angled? Slightly angled to that E75. BAM! Right in the weak part where he's flat. That tank cannot be angled. The IS-8 needs to look straight at his enemy. Okay, he's gone. E75 is next. BAM, baby! E75's, you probably thought, oh god, E75, you can never pin that guy. With this gun, you can, no matter almost where you shoot him. 268 pin is insane, and I'll pin him all day long. There's no way he's going to want to fight me. He's dead. E75's down. So we're crushing them. Plus, we have 2 TDs. They should have swarmed our TDs, killed them off, and then came after me and shot me in the back. It would only take one guy to pin me in, and it would have been all over. Instead, they all sat there like chickens and let that object jack them up. I don't know what they're thinking. I went in this guy's way a little bit only because I wanted to make sure he didn't get swarmed. Tiger 2. I can understand why this guy didn't rush us. He's a tier 8. But barely even need to aim here just to make sure I get the hit. Nice big hit on him. And I kind of blocked this guy, but I'm trying to keep him, just trying to keep him pinned, really. When you're in a TD, you get blocked a lot just because you don't have a turret. You got to move your whole tank. It takes forever. So we wrecked him right there. This game is over because of that. Together, I think we got about 6 kills right there. I only got 1 of the kills, but it doesn't really matter. The point is to win the game. It's not about getting kills. You get a very, very small credit and XP bonus for getting a kill. It's very tiny. You almost can't even notice it. You definitely want to get damage. Damage is what gets you XP and credits. Kills are like, who cares, really? Winning is what you really want to do, too, because that's a 50% bonus to credits and XP. So that is better than any kind of kills you could ever get. It's not better than damage, per se, but it's better to get the win. You want to get the win. It's a bigger bonus than anything. So we're tearing them apart. There's only 1 tank left. This is over. Pretty awesome game. Showing you how to use this thing to get in people's faces. Especially if you kill a guy, hide your lower plate behind him, and hide that upper plate even. Anyway, good game. 1,400 point game. Nice credits, especially for a tier 10. Look at all that credits. I got like, I don't know, how many shots did I shoot? 10? So I probably got 30,000 on that. Destroyed 1, damaged 5, I almost got a Confederate, detected 5, and that's because I pushed up so fast on the other side, detected their whole team there. Almost got a sniper, maybe 2 more shots. Well, I would have had to have 2 more hits to get a sniper. And that's because I wasn't really aiming when I was firing, when I was trying to hold them off. So good game, let's get another one. Here's another great battle I just had. In fact, this is fresh off the press. I just had this battle like 5 minutes ago. Erlenberg Assault, we are on defense. So here I'm going to show you how to use the beefy the beefy Russian tanky tank, how to defend with it, since it does have not the greatest armor in the front. So as you can see, this is why I hang back. Everybody and their mom is going the exact same direction. That is probably the easiest way to lose a game, even if you're on defense, which is pretty easy. Hopefully they change this assault mode into something more like 15 tanks versus 12 for the defenders, because it's just too easy to sit there and not do anything. And they only get 10 minutes to attack. So I understand they want them to rush, but it's like, why would 15 guys rush into 15 other guys that are in great defensive positions? They're just going to get juiced. Batshat sitting out in the open. Gonna get juiced. Bam! 550 damage, baby. So you can see this thing reloads pretty quick. This is a 12-second reload. Not too bad. I'm going the sneaky route here on the backside. I'm going to try to hide a little bit. Hopefully not get artied. I'm serpentining a little bit in case Artie got me zeroed. Definitely, I think you should do that. Oh, by the way, the TeamSpeak server is up. I don't know if you just watched the 5,000 subscriber video. If you haven't seen it, go watch it. There's a link up right now talking about the WoT clan and some other info like that. Tons of channel updates and stuff in there. And talking about the 12-hour live stream that's coming up because of the 5,000 subscribers to say thanks. So you're definitely going to want to watch that video. But I've got the TeamSpeak server up and running right now. I'm actually in one of the channels that I set up for YouTubers that want to record so that nobody can go in there and talk and screw up the video. Yeah, that means you guys. So you can't come in and screw up my video. Because I know you guys want to do that. You just want to come in and be like, what's up, nethervoid? You recording? Oh, yeah, you are? Oh, I just ruined it? Oh, I'm awesome. Bunch of punks. Now, that was a joke, guys. I know for a lot of you don't know what a joke is. That was a joke. It doesn't mean I don't like you guys. I think you guys are awesome. That's why I set up the TeamSpeak server for you guys. So, okay. Now that means that the TeamSpeak server set up, I'm probably going to be looking into actually creating the clan. I'll probably do that when I come back from vacation. I'm on vacation as of today, actually, when you're watching this video. I set up a bunch of videos to be released on a schedule so that you guys won't have to go without videos. Please like and comment just for that fact that I set these up on a schedule, took the extra effort to make sure you guys had videos while I was gone on vacation. Hopefully you guys appreciate that. I know you guys do, but throwing up a like and a comment, it just helps me out, and it's kind of like scratch your back, you scratch mine. So anyway, I'm pushing up a little bit, staying defensive. When you're on defense, you do not have to push. I'm not getting any action. I haven't shot anybody really, but doesn't matter. I want to win. So, man, that should have been a hit. That's lame. But if you get aggressive right here, that's what the attacking team wants. They don't want to be the aggressors. They want to be the defenders. So I'm just sitting here waiting for them, because I can run the clock out. I don't even care. This is kind of like when you're watching football and we're up by 7 or 8 points. We're just going to run the clock down. We don't even care. We got the ball. We don't want to give it back to you. We don't even need to score, so we're just going to sit here. E100 pushing up like he should be doing. He should have been doing that from the very beginning. They lost a lot of ground, or they would have had much better position if they were where we are now. They would have had a much better chance. But they didn't. They sat back and waited and tried to camp. I think I shoot this guy on the wrong side. If I just shot the other side of the turret, it would have went through, I think. The weak side's on the other side. Got a nice bounce there because I was so angled. Luckily, he didn't shoot me in the side or the corner. That Patton's almost dead. So here's the M48A Tier 10, about to get juiced. Bam! This thing is pretty accurate. This gun is pretty accurate. I like it. For Russians, they usually don't have very accurate guns. This thing is probably too accurate. They probably need to make it less accurate. Because watch this. Bam! Halfway across the map, I'm still nailing the guy in the weak spots. Which, hey, I have these tanks, so I think it's awesome. But if I'm going up against it, it sucks. Now, I'm not going to waste my shot on the turret. I probably could hit him. I'll just wait. I'm sure he'll crest pretty soon and shoot him right in the belly. So anyway, we're down 2 tanks. I think we got this, though. The game's half over. We don't have to cap or anything. We just have to survive. There it is. Lower plate, exposed, 500 damage. 450, whatever. And he's going to keep coming at me. Oh, well, alright. Let's go at it. Bam! Set him on fire, baby. But now I got 3 guys. See how I'm wiggling around? I don't want him to shoot me right in that driver hatch. Right in the slit. I know that's what they're trying to do. Bam! He is going to die. He's at 1. So I don't want to use my repair kit to fix that track. Oh, we're on fire. We're on fire. Put it out. Bam! You're dead. So yeah, okay, this guy goes, whoa, I'm way overexposed, especially since I only have the unupgraded turret. I need to get out of here. I'm almost dead. He gets lucky right there that he just went behind that hill when I fired. So anyway, the WoT clan will be coming up soon, and I'm not going to give out the info for Vent. If you get in the WoT clan, you will have access to the WoT clan forum, sub-forum, and wow, that was really unlucky that I hit the guy's turret there, or his gun, just in time for that guy to get out of the way. If you get into the WoT clan, which there's really not going to be many requirements, bam! Love this gun. Then you will get access to the sub-forum on the dungeongurunet forums for the WoT clan, and that'll have the TS information. Bam! I saved that Patton again. Patton gets saved a lot in this video. Object trying to creep up. Guess he doesn't know who I am. And I'm about to juice him. He's going to try to ram him, I think, but he gets tracked here. No, he doesn't. He's just overexposed again like that other guy. Boom! In your face. So I'm saving this Patton's life a few times. And you definitely want to do that. Keeping that guy's gun in the game kept all that damage off of me and didn't let those guys focus me down and surround me. So, definitely a good thing to do. So now it's swung back in our favor because we've basically cleared this side out. A lot of good artillery help over here. A lot of good help from shots from the guy over at B5 too. Probably the guy at A6 and B5 are helping us a lot. So anyway, the WoT clan information, really if you're not on the DGNet forums, dungeongurunet, and you want to be in the WoT clan, now's the time to get on the forums and register. and get set up, because when the WoT clan starts, there's only 100 slots. Once those fill up, I'm not adding more people. So I'm not making 2 clans just so we can add more people. I'm only going to have 1. That's it. So definitely get on there and get signed up, because you might get left out if you don't. There's 5,000 subscribers on this channel now. So there's only going to be 100 slots in the clan. I'm not going to say that again. 100, that's it. So get on the DGNet forums, start talking to people. I'm going to be looking for officers pretty much right when it starts. I've already got a couple people in mind. And really the officers for the DGNet, the clan's going to be called DG Army. Really the officers for that clan are going to be just kind of moderators, really, helping people get set up, you know, inviting people and stuff like that. They're not going to be like, they might be leading company battles, I'm not really sure. It's mainly just to help facilitate the clan, because I'm not going to be able to be around all the time. I actually probably won't be able to be around that much. Now right here I'm hanging back because I'm waiting for them to spot Artie. I don't want to get nailed. Trying not to show myself to Artie too easily. So anyway, get signed up there, dungeongurunet. Start getting, you know, become active in the forums, so those guys, the guys that are there all the time, know who you are. Then when we get it set up, we'll start adding people. Now we probably will have a hardcore clan, which will be doing clan wars. That will be a much more exclusive clan, and I'm sure there will definitely be some requirements. One of them right off the bat is probably going to be a tier 8 or 9 tank at least, because you can't do clan wars. I don't even think you do clan wars really with a tier 8 tank. Everybody has tier 10 tanks now. Even when I first started doing clan wars, way before I even started this channel, you had to have tier 10 tank to even play in the clan wars. I was in Iron Raiders a long time ago, and you had to have a tier 10 to be in the clan wars, because they wouldn't even put you in. So probably the requirements are going to be really high, but who cares? Just hang out in the regular clan and grind with all the other guys, and I'll probably be in there grinding with you guys sometimes, especially on Friday nights when I usually play. During live stream events, I'll be in there. It'll be nice to have that TS server. It's going to really help. Anyway, this game is pretty much over. Let's put it... Oh, it is over. There we go. So, awesome game again. 1,300 point game this time. Again, nice credits. Probably 30,000 credit game. Steel wall, obviously. I got nailed a bunch of times. Wiggling around is really what saved me there. Killed 3 guys. A tier 9, a tier 10, and a tier 8. Damaged 2 guys. A tier 10 and a tier 10. And 12 out of 14 shots. If I would have got 13, I might have got sniper. But there was a lot of TDs, so maybe not. Again, great game. Let me know what you guys think about this tank. It's awesome. I love it. And make sure you watch the 5,000 subscriber video, and make sure you go to DGNet forums. Also, I'm starting a new thing where there is a link in the description of this video that will have where I'm going to be posting my mod links and stuff. It'll be in the World of Tanks official forums, and I would appreciate it if you guys go there to download the mods and also to bump that thread and help me out and keep it bumped. Just keep supporting me there, and that way my links won't go out of date. I'm going to keep all the links updated there. So anyway, let me know what you guys think. Like, favorite, comment. I'll see you guys later.